This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Jenny Hogg Ashwell. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing wonderful, and I am so happy to be here with you.
Well, it's a great pleasure to connect with you as well. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Calgary, Canada, where it is very cold outside.
Oh, I can well imagine. You know, it's funny though. No, it's not funny because when we were there, it was very cold. The sun was out. It was summertime, but it was cold. The wind was really cold. So I can imagine what it's like right now. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Very sunny and below freezing, way below freezing.
Oh my gosh. Give me an example. Like what type of temperature is it right now?
Minus 20 Celsius.
Oh my gosh.
Cold.
That's not right. It's not
and
right.
I'm about done. I think I'd like to be in your part of the world right now.
We could definitely have a conversation on that. We should. Well, until then, though, which of your talents, Jenny, is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Yes. Well, I was introduced to you by a friend who knows about my work as a connector with the divine and divine messages and the spiritual realm. And that is what is connecting us and what I am about and what purpose I'm serving in the world right now.
That's great. Now tell us who's the friend, please.
Ronnie Lill.
All right. Well, that's awesome. And do tell me a bit more about how you do what you do, please.
How I do what I do. So it's a gift that I realized later in life. I was originally a lawyer years ago, and through my own exploring of who I really was, realized that I was here to connect with the divine and spiritual realm, the unseen, the non-physical dimension, and then took a class that helped hone that skill, and it's just felt like a naturally given to me purpose to fulfill. And so I help groups and individuals connect with their own divine guidance and bring through messages for them and for groups, and specifically around reminding us all that we are all connected in a love that connects all and in an energy of oneness.
Is it fun?
It is fun. It's scary too.
Tell me about the scary part, please.
Scary because it's so different. I would say most people that I come across don't quite understand or have their own doubts or fears about what I do. And so I find it often interesting to explain it to others, and felt like I might get judged or be seen as kind of weird and different. So there, especially in the beginning, when I was developing this and learning about this gift, it was scary. I thought, what are people going to say and think of me?
And now you're very confident in what you do because you've seen it work, right?
Yes. And I had a book come through me called Love's Curriculum, and that I knew I needed to get out. That is, again, messages from the divine to help us remember at this time in our history that we are connected by something greater than our differences. And so through talking to others about that book and continuing to go out there and be courageous, it has gotten easier and easier, and I do feel more confident now.
That's amazing. Is there someone in your family who functioned in a similar way?
No. Although through this journey, I have connected more with my mother around this. So this is definitely, I've learned something that she is intrigued by and does have her own. So I guess, yes, my mother does have a tendency to be able to connect as well. And we can talk about this together, which has been really wonderful. And I've definitely had her support and my dad's support as well.
That's good. Is she in Calgary as well?
They are in the state of Washington.
Okay.
I'm originally from California, and they moved in their retirement up to Washington just a couple years ago.
So from Cali to Calgary? Oh my gosh.
Via Arizona. I lived in the warm, hot desert before I moved here.
Wow. Well, you've definitely been playing with temperatures. Now, where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
My website, lovescurriculum.com.
Love it.
Or if they're on social media, Instagram. Again, you can find me with Love's Curriculum, which is the name of the book.
Yeah. Sure. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
I have, about exactly 3 years ago, started setting my alarm to snooze for 10 minutes. And instead of just jumping out of bed, and I have 3 kids and starting my busy morning, I would push the snooze button. And during that 10 minutes, I would put my hands on my heart and just start to breathe, and a form of meditation, watching how busy my thoughts already were and calming my mind, and then setting an intention for the day. What did I want to see in my day? How did I want to feel? And then also learning to surrender my day to God, to higher power, to my highest self. And I started doing that. So I do it every morning before I get out of bed for about 3 years now.
Wow. So how does it make you feel?
It helps me feel more centered from the very beginning of my day, as I do go into pretty chaotic mornings with a full household and getting lunches and everyone off to school. So I feel like I'm just that much more prepared for the busyness and connected with myself, that I've given myself a few moments to me before serving everyone else.
Why would you suggest others that are listening, other mothers, even just other parents, right? Why would you suggest they do something like that as well?
I would highly suggest that. It's something I work with clients and suggest to my students and clients all the time, because it's something we can all fit in. And I found that as someone who wanted to be intentional in my day, I was scrambling around trying to find the time to meditate or journal. And it was troubling and disappointing when I couldn't find the time. So I think it's just so beautiful to give yourself that time first, and how simple we can all do it before we get out of bed. It's just so easy, and it makes a big difference in one's morning.
Love it. Amazing audience. We are speaking live with Jenny Hogg Ashwell. Again, you can connect with her at lovescurriculum.com. Tell us a bit quickly about the radio show.
Yes, it's called Love's Curriculum. And the mission of it, the purpose, is to remember together that we are love and our soul's divine purposes, to connect with, again, that state of oneness and that love that connects us all, and to remember that we are a part of it, and that in that, each of us also has a divine purpose that we are here to be and to serve. And so on the radio show, we explore a topic around that journey of knowing oneself in that way. And I read from the book, and then I actually bring through divine messages live on the radio for the listeners.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, it's all about love curriculum. I love how everything is encircling what you're doing, which is pretty cool, right? So you get to be genuine to what you do in every aspect. That's wonderful. Well, Jenny, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Jenny, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I remember waiting for my little brother to come home from the hospital when he was born.
How old were you?
About 2.5 years old.
Wow, why do you think this memory is so clear?
I was with my grandmother, who I was very close to. She was waiting with me. And so I think that felt important, and perhaps I felt the importance of the day. My life changed when I got a little brother in so many ways.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
That is a wonderful question. Well, there was a lot of love in my family at that time. And I know my purpose is to bring love to others and to help others remember all the love that's out there. And just the support and love I felt from my grandmother in that moment. When my brother was born at first, I was a little bit like, oh my gosh, what has happened? Because I was an only child before that. So it was a pretty traumatic event. And I studied counseling, and I've learned how it can affect us all to have a younger sibling come along. But I just remember not really being happy about it. And then when I saw him, I just loved him, and I became his.
That's amazing.
And
you became his what? Sorry, you cut out for just a little bit. Sorry, could you say that again? You became what?
His protector.
Oh, his protector. All right. Ooh. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Please.
You know, you found an amazing way to use the snooze button. I'm really amazed by that. I actually love that tremendously, where you're using something that is by habit primed into us to be something that creates less of who we can be. However, you've used it to become more. And it's like the law of elasticity, where it said that if we pull a rubber band, right, it never comes back to its original position, right? It's always stretched to that point. And I'm really amazed that within love, we find that, like having an addition to the family, where it could have been less love from looking at it directly, like hitting the snooze button, it actually created more love. And I'm guessing with your marriage and your children, again, it's all additions, and now your clients that you're working with, but all actually have helped you to increase in love.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. And I love that this is recorded so I can listen to that again. That is beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
What first came to me was Men at Work.
Yeah, love it.
I remember that song out of Down Under. Was it Down Under, Men at Work?
I think it was Down Under.
Down Under. Yeah. I come from a land down under. I just remember with my friends.
Yeah, definitely. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Jenny?
Yes.
Jenny, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Everyone I meet.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Jenny Hogg Ashwell, what would you say that is?
You and I are loved, and divinely guided in our soul's purpose.
There we go. Love it. Jenny, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to share my gratitude for everyone listening, for you, and creating this space to explore in this way. I feel very grateful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It was a great pleasure. Jenny Hogg Ashwell, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.